Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. What we're seeing right now in the NFL, particularly in the NFC East, is nothing short of seismic. Rumors are swirling about a potentially groundbreaking trade involving Roquan Smith, the star linebacker from the Baltimore Ravens. And let me tell you, if this trade materializes, it could have huge implications not just for the Ravens, but especially for the Washington Commanders. This isn't just a minor move. It's a bold statement, a signal that big changes are on the horizon and the Commanders are positioning themselves for a serious push. So what exactly are these rumors all about? Well, it seems like the Ravens are considering trading Roquan Smith, and the proposed package is pretty significant. We're talking about a first-round pick in the 2026 draft, plus a third-rounder in 2027. That's a hefty haul, and it's coming from a team that's currently sitting at 5-2, with a cap space of around $14 million. The Ravens, known for their strong defense and innovative strategies, are in a bit of a rebuild mode, especially on the offensive line, after suffering a staggering 26 sacks so far this season. They're facing a dilemma. Do they hold onto Smith, who's been a sideline-to-sideline beast and one of the best linebackers in the league, or do they cash in now and focus on rebuilding the team's cap space and future draft assets? Now, let's really dig into Roquan Smith's profile because this is what makes the potential trade so intriguing. This guy is a game-changer on the field. He's a sideline-to-sideline athlete, someone who can dominate the middle of the field and make plays that shift the momentum of games. Smith was an All-Pro last season, and he's continuing to impress in 2023-24 with his relentless tackling, leadership, and ability to read plays before they develop. In 2025, he's projected to have around 50 tackles, 5 sacks, and maintain a solid PFF grade of 65. 1. His EPA per tackle is around 10, which indicates he's making a real impact when he's on the field. On top of that, he has 2 pass deflections this season, and over his career he's accumulated 640 solo tackles, 21, 5 sacks, and 10 interceptions. That's a rare combination of coverage, pass rushing, and leadership skills. You look at him, and he reminds you of some of the greats like Ray Lewis, an emotional leader, a guy who elevates the entire defense. And here's the thing, Smith has dealt with minimal injuries, missing only a few games in recent seasons, which makes him even more attractive. His leadership qualities are off the charts, and he's often compared to legendary players because of his ability to boost the entire defense. Last season with the Bears, he had a massive impact, boosting the tackle count by over 150 and really anchoring their run defense. His presence on the field transforms a defense from average to elite. So the potential of him joining the Washington Commanders, who are already showing signs of improvement this season, could be the catalyst for a real defensive renaissance. Now, why would the Ravens consider such a move? Well, it's about cap flexibility and rebuilding. They're already paying Roquan around $20 million this season, which is a significant cap hit. By trading him, they would free up that money, allowing them to focus on shoring up their offensive line after those 26 sacks allowed, and perhaps invest in other areas. Plus, they'd get 2 high-value draft picks, something that could help them build for the future, especially considering their current standings and the need to develop young talent. But of course, this trade isn't without controversy. Some analysts are skeptical about trading away a player of Roquan's caliber, especially one who's been so vital on defense. It's a gamble for Baltimore, weakening their linebacker core just as they're trying to stay competitive. For the Washington Commanders, though, this could be an absolute game-changer. They're currently sitting at 4-3, and their linebacker core, particularly along the front 7, has been a mixed bag. Adding a talent like Roquan Smith would instantly boost their run-stopping ability and pass-rushing pressure. Just look at their stats, ranking around 18th in tackles for loss, and with Wagner as a key piece, having Smith alongside him could elevate the entire unit. The Commanders have been looking for that extra piece to push them over the edge, and Smith's addition could be that missing puzzle piece. He would bring leadership, intensity, and a proven track record of making game-changing plays. Imagine what this could mean for the Commanders' defense against the run. They're currently allowing about 3.7 yards per carry, which is middle of the pack, but with Smith's ability to disrupt plays and make tackles in the backfield, this number could drop even further. Plus, adding more than 140 tackles projected for him would significantly improve their tackling efficiency and overall defensive consistency. Another aspect to consider is how this move could help them generate turnovers. Smith has a knack for forcing fumbles and creating turnovers, something the Commanders have been wanting to improve on all season. If he can generate around 12 pressures per game, that would force opposing quarterbacks into tougher decisions, increasing the chances of turnovers and defensive stops. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture here, because this move isn't just about immediate impact, it's about positioning the Commanders for long-term success. A trade like this, if it happens, could serve as a catalyst for a defense that's already showing signs of growth, but needs that extra push to become a true playoff contender. It's about creating a culture of excellence and establishing a front seven that strikes fear into opposing offenses. Plus, with the NFC East being as competitive as it is, having a dominant linebacker like Smith could be the difference maker in close games, especially against division rivals like the Giants, who are also trying to rebuild and find their footing. Now, shifting gears a little, let's consider the potential impact on the betting odds and the Super Bowl picture. Right now, the Commanders are seen as underdogs in many scenarios, with odds around plus 6,500. But if they land a player like Smith, those odds could shrink significantly, possibly down to plus 2,900, especially because his presence would boost their rush defense, one of the key factors in playoff success. Historically, teams that improve their run defense and generate turnovers tend to have a much better shot at making deep postseason runs. Think back to the steel curtain of the 70s, when a dominant front seven, anchored by fierce linebackers, helped Pittsburgh become a dynasty. Well, the Commanders could be trying to craft a similar identity with this move. And here's another interesting point. If the Commanders manage to trade for Roquan Smith, it could even shift the league's perception of their potential. They'd be taking a bold step, much like some of the top contenders have done in recent years. It's about making a statement that they're here to contend, that they're ready to challenge the giants of the league and the division. Plus, it might force other teams to rethink their strategies, especially if Washington starts to bolster their defensive front with more aggressive moves. Of course, such a trade isn't just about the immediate impact. It's a calculated, strategic move that shows a team with a clear vision, one that's focused on building a defense that can win championships. If Roquan Smith ends up in Washington, it's going to be a defining moment for the franchise, a sign that they're serious about competing at the highest level and rewriting their history. Think about the parallels with the legendary defenses of the 70s, like the Steel Curtain or even the dominant units of the 2000s. The Commanders would be aiming for that kind of legacy, a defense that strikes fear and dominates in big moments. And now, Washington Commanders fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential blockbuster trade? Do you think Roquan Smith is the missing piece for the Commanders to take that next step? Are you excited about the possibility of seeing him in the burgundy and gold? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the future of this team. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, more analysis, and all the latest news about the Washington Commanders. So stay tuned, keep supporting your team, and let's keep this conversation going. Thanks for being with me today, and as always, go Commanders.